Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, and the honors to the apostles and others, great Muslim salutations to the lawful elect. And this is going to be a quick lesson, all right, that has been circling around the news, on the mainstream media and on social media in general. But these recent deaths of these Stockholm syndrome, these coons, that basically died for them small hatters, right? That basically died for Esau Edom, all right? And then this is what happens when you put your trust in the so-called white man, all right? They throw you into an unreasonable war, you get killed, all right? And the majority of our people, they join the military for the wrong reasons, all right? At the end of the day, if you join the military, you're actually fighting for your adversary, man. You're fighting for your oppressor. You're fighting for them small hats. You're fighting for these homosexual PDF files, man, that basically run the world. All right, and people are praising these recent casualties that basically died for the so-called white man. All right, but over there in the land of Israel, you got people. Israelis on the Telegram. They're basically laughing at this woman, that the fact that she died for Israel. All right, and I don't even feel sorry for this woman at all. All right, I don't even feel sorry for anyone that is fighting for this war and they're about to lose their lives fighting for the so-called white man. Because the apostles and others of Great Millstone been telling you Israelites that the so-called white man is the devil, that he is the wicked. All right, the earth is given unto the hands of the wicked. All right, he decree unrighteous decrees. All right, until this very day, all right, our people still have Stockholm syndrome for the so-called white man. All right, and so situations like this happen. All right, our people dying for the so-called white man. Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. That's the problem with the majority of people. They have Stockholm syndrome. They have trust for their oppressors that are basically slaughtering their very own people to this very day. You turn on the news, you hear about ICE, all right, murdering your own people in the street. All right, you turn on the news, you hear about officers, all right, in general, Edomite officers gunning down your very own people in the streets of America. And yet, all right, our people have Stockholm syndrome to still fight for this so-called white man. All right, but it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. All right, and our people are going to be destroyed because they don't have their trust and faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai. All right, they don't consider the Lord. They don't consider the Lord that these prophecies are coming to pass. All right, they don't consider the Lord that in numerous times, all right, the Lord has delivered Israel out of many troubles, all right, out of many captivities, but yet, our people still continue to go off, all right, and they still look to the oppressors for help, all right. They still put their trust in Egypt, all right, even in the book of Exodus. All right, when our people were escaping Egypt, all right, our people were whining and complaining, all right, and complaining to Moses that if it would have been better for them to be back in Egypt, still eating the herbs in Egypt, that they rather want to serve the Egyptians. And hey, our people are just through. All right, the Stockholm syndrome mindset that our people have. All right, with that mindset, they're going to be destroyed because they don't want to they don't want to repent. They don't want to hearken unto the word of the Lord. They don't want to hearken unto Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. But instead, they want to go to Esau Edom for help. The same adversary that's still slaughtering your people to this very day. Hey, a lot of people, right? They join, these people, they join the military for the wrong reasons, man. They want to get ahead in life. They want to get a scholarship. All right, they want to get a white picket fence house. Meanwhile, America's economy is dying. The American dream is dying. All right, they don't really understand right, the consequences of joining the military, not realizing that they're about to lose their lives. All right, and a lot of our people are actually going to be drafted into this Third World War. All right, into the Valley of Jehoshaphat, and into the Valley of Decision, man. Look, damn. Jeremiah 50 on the route. Set array against Babylon. Jeremiah. Jeremiah 9. Slug. Bear with me for a moment. Archers, set your bows against Slug. $29 Slug. All right, yeah, bear with me for a moment. But yeah, a lot of people are about to be demolished out here in the streets of America and overseas. All right, they're gonna be drafted into the Valley of Jehoshaphat. All right, and they ain't coming back. And even Jake here in America are also gonna die. All right, during the time of Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 50 and 29. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about, let none thereof escape. And yeah, real soon NATO and the EU, all right, even America's enemies, Russia, China, so on and so forth, all right, they're going to point their arrows, they're going to point their ICBM missiles here on America real soon. But the fire is going to be kindled first before that happens, all right? And hey, Esau is going to implement the RFID microchip, all right? It says, recompense her according to her work, according to all that she had done. Do unto her, for she had been proud against the Lord, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, said the Lord. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of bloodshedding, All right. Jake is going to be sent off. A lot of Jake, 2/3 are going to be sent off overseas to fight the war of Armageddon. All right, and they're going to come back. And there's going to be a lot of casualties, man. It says, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, said the Lord. Behold, I am against thee, O the most proud, said the Lord, power of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And hey, Esau Edom is one proud motherfucker, all right? To this very day, all right, our people worship this man, and Esau even displays himself as if he is God, as if he is the Messiah. All right, you still got our people to this very day worshiping the so-called white man. Right, and Esau Edom is gonna have to pay for that. Esau Edom is gonna get beaten for that. All right. It says, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. The children of Israel and the children of Judah were pressed together. All that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And yeah. Just like again, Esau Edom is proud as fuck. All right. He's getting ready to try to fight the Lord. All right. When the Lord returns, that's why they got a space force. That's why they're on the news. You turn on the news, they're talking about unclassified footage of them seeing alien spacecraft flying through the skies, man. They're seeing flying saucers flying through the skies, and these elites they know this. They know that these so-called UFOs, which are really the Lord's chariots, are the angels that are flying inside them, man. And that's why they're also gearing up to fight the Lord and the Lord's army. All right. But it says, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up, and I will kindle a fire in the cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. The children of Israel and the children of Judah were pressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And Israel and Judah, all right, we have been oppressed together for many years, even to this very day. Even if we wanted to go to another country, which we can't, even if we wanted to own our own business, which we can't, because we got to go to the one, Esau for the want of all things, all right? Esau still have us in captivity, all right, in modern day slavery. You can barely get around, all right, because everything is based upon money, and yet we're all subject to payments, all right. We sell much but bring in a little, all right. We sell much, and then all of a sudden a week's wage of what you have worked for vanishes right away, because this is captivity, all right. Esau labors the hell out of you, all right. He slaves the hell out of you in these jobs, man, really, to keep Jake at the same state, all right, in oppression and in poverty. It says, the Redeemer is strong, the Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. And the Lord will soon turn away our captivity, all right? But Jacob's Stromo has got to come first. The RFID microchip has to be implemented first, all right? And the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, will come to pass before the kingdom gets established, starting with the Lord's elect. All right. But yeah, this is what's going on right now. The war is only escalating and there's no turning back. All right. The Lord's words is not returning back to him void. All right. Everything is coming to pass as what is written in the scriptures. But says Joel 2:20, but I will remove far off from you the northern army. I will drive him into a land barren and desolate. All right, the northern army being America. All right, North America. You got North and South America. South America, that being of Brazil and Venezuela, all those countries underneath. All right, but America would be considered as North America. But it says, I will drive him into a land barren and desolate. That's what's going on right now. All right, self-explanatory. You already see what's going on over there between Israel and Iran. Our people are over there basically dying. All right, soldiers are over there getting slaughtered. All right, getting striked on. All right, by the Iranians. All right, it says, with his face toward the east sea, and his inner part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he had done great things. And hey, our people, a large amount of our people that are about to be drafted, all right, they're going to be slaughtered. All right, they ain't coming back. They're going to be slaughtered. They're not. All right, and even if they do, no, they're going to become as a soil, man. They're not coming back. All right. At the end of the day, they're not coming back. All right, Esau Edom is going to chip and ship you overseas to war. All right. But nonetheless, that was it to that lesson. Hope it was edifying. We give all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Bashem. Yahushua and Shalom.